If your kitchen always feels cluttered no matter what you try, these Dollarama finds might actually fix it. I found the secret to high-end kitchen organization at Dollarama, but not everything is a jackpot. Today, I'm sharing the items you must buy, the ones that are a total waste of money, and some hidden storage hacks you haven't seen yet. And wait until you see the makeup item I found that is actually a total game changer for water bottle storage. But first, let's talk about why my under the sink find was a total fail. So I started off with great intentions. It was nice to clear everything out. I found stuff that I had no idea what it was, and things that I don't even use anymore. And of course, made a mess along the way. Heading to Dollarama, I'm picking up this under the sink mat, some of these nice clear shelves that are really great, and they have a ton of these clear plastic baskets. The kitchen turntables also are a great find, and this one, well, we'll see. So I put down the mat, I cut it to fit under my sink, and then I'm just going to add the baskets and use them for some different storage. So I have my dishcloths in there, I have my sponges in another little one, so they're easy to grab whenever I need them. The clear acrylic also gives a more professional type of look, and it's easier to see everything that's in the baskets instead of your white plastic one. So I really like the clear acrylic better. Then I have this one that is divided in two, and I'm just going to put all the dishwasher pods in there. So easy, I can easily see then when I'm getting low on the dishwasher pods and I have to go buy some more. So far, under the sink was going swimmingly well. Then I opened up this. I thought this was going to be a great find because it was two-tiered. I thought it would give me some vertical height like the shelf did, and so I could use this space under the sink really effectively. However, when I started to finally get it together, I realized that the turntable part was actually on the top and the rods didn't fit into the other ends well at all. So I ended up having to disassemble the entire thing, see how it kind of fits together, and it still didn't fit together great. These rods were very hard to get into the holes, and as you can tell, it's not the most sturdy shelving I've ever come across. And then I had to put the turntable on the bottom where it was supposed to be. I just used my handy dandy butter knife screwdriver. So eventually it worked, but still not great. The other kitchen turntables, the clear acrylic ones, I use these everywhere. So I organized my cleaning supplies so that everything that I use on a regular basis, I put in the first one. And then the not so great one, I did still manage to find a way to use it, and it was still functioning. However, it is not very sturdy, so you can't really put a lot of heavy items on there. So just an FYI in case you do get this one. So overall, it worked fairly well. I'm pleased with how the under the cabinet sink turned out. I did find a really good Amazon find for under your sink that I'm going to post here, and I have all my Amazon finds for things that you can't find at your local Dollarama in my shopping list in the description, so make sure you check that out. Now, these storage baskets I also think are a bit of a fail, and I'll tell you why. If you have a cabinet like mine that is flush and the shelving inside is also flush to the edge, you actually have no space for these cabinet organizers. They won't fit on your door. If they do, your door won't close. And so instead, I like these ones. They have them here at Dollarama, so you can pick those up, and they are much better. On to this drawer. So of course, Dollarama had these really nice bamboo organizers out. They have ones for the saran wrap, which I also picked up for my parchment paper, and they have them for tinfoil as well. They also have them for the little sandwich bags. I'm going to grab a couple of these and see if we can make some organization in that drawer. It slides out on the bottom, so you can put it in the top, and then you have the slider up here to cut it, which is really nice because if you're like me, this thing, and trying to cut it like that, I get it everywhere, and it all flums out together in one big sheet, and it doesn't cut right, and I can't get it cut, so I'm excited to try this out and see how it works. I got it messed up already. Slides in. Aha, look how easy that glides out. Let's give it a test. Flip it over. Beauty. I picked up this organizer in the cosmetic aisle because it had the bamboo lid. I thought it would tie in nice with the bamboo organizers. So I just used it to put my chip clips in there to keep those contained. So everything fit in the drawer really well, but a lot of times you have this extra space so things can slide around. So a hack to stop this is you actually pick up these skid preventers or even the glue tabs that you can get in the craft aisle, or any double-sided tape would work too. And I'm just going to put these right on the bottom of this bag container, and that will keep it from sliding up and down the drawer. So then when we slide out, everything stays in place. And you guys, then I got to my pantry and I made a rookie mistake. So I had seen all these different videos of people decanting into these or glass containers, and they look so good. You could see everything, so I wanted to give it a try. We order from HelloFresh a lot, so we have a lot of these leftover bags of pasta, a lot of the same ones, and I can't see what I have and what I need when I go to the grocery store. So I bought these great glass jars at Dollarama. They had pasta on the front. They worked perfect. So I was able to decant all my pasta into these. It was great. I can see now exactly what I need when I go to the grocery store and if I'm running out of anything. However, then I wanted to organize my nuts and seeds and things like that I have. So I bought these great fluted. Love the look of them. They have a vacuum seal. Started filling them up with all my pumpkin seeds and then ran into a problem. I buy from Costco. And so my bag of pumpkin seeds was 2 kilograms, whereas my vessel was only 1. Rookie mistake. Realized that you should buy these containers and see the volume that's on the side, and then you know for sure when you have the right amount. Another storage area that I find is always full is the mug cupboard. So I have so many mugs and I keep buying more because I see ones that I love and I just have to add them to my collection. But this is what happens. You just have a whole bunch of mugs up there. You can't see what's in the back. And then you have all this space up here with nothing. A great idea to use that vertical height are these shelves. So these are the ones that you can just pop the legs out. They're clear. And the other find that I found down there were these. So these slide on the shelf, and then you can hang mugs up here like this. Ah, the water bottles. Of course, they can't fit with the lid on, so you have to take the lid off. And then if you're trying to reach for anything in the back, you know what happens. I had to get this organized. So I found this in the makeup aisle, and you are not going to believe what a game changer it turned out to be. I started with these turntables, the kitchen turntables again. I use these all the time. So I started organizing. I put all my hot thermoses in one. So then if we have a hot beverage, we know exactly where to find them and can easily reach for them. And of course, where they spin, you can get anything from the back. Then I did all our water bottles in the next one. So they are nice and organized as well. Guys, if you are enjoying this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next one. But what about the straws and the lids? So with the makeup organizer, I took out one side of the organizer part. So that's where I'm going to store my lids. And then the slotted area, I can store all the straws for the water bottles. It also has a cute little carry handle in the middle, so it's easy reach. Of course, we can't forget the fridge, so I use the turntables in there as well. They're great for the condiments, so you can easily see what you have and don't have to hunt through everything. I also use the clear baskets down in the drawers of my fridge as well. I like to organize into the citrus, and then I can have another one for avocados. I do it for the vegetables as well. It just makes it easier to grab stuff when you need it. And of course, the snacks, much easier for the kids to grab if they're in something clear. They also have these organizers for canned drinks as well as the eggs that are stackable. So these are great finds to organize your fridge as well. Now to the pretty stuff. I picked up this cute soap pump. I wanted to see how it worked. And so all you have to do is unscrew the little part of it, fill it with your dish soap, pop the top back in, and then when you press down, it just dispenses the perfect amount of dish soap so you don't use too much. The marble look tray is also from Dollarama. If you want a prettier option, then you can also go to the bathroom section. They have so many nice soap dispensers. I picked up this one and this little wooden bristle brush. My favorite kitchen storage is storage in plain sight. So I love using baskets for fruit. I also on my counter use baskets. I bought this one at Dollarama. So this is to store our vitamins that we take every day. They can still be on front and center so that you don't forget them, but also look pretty. All these things are from Dollarama right here. So for another hidden storage, this is great function. This little tray I found to slide out the coffee maker. It's very easy then to use it. And a hack that I have is I just put a power bar up here underneath my cabinets. I just attached it with command strips. And so that allows the plugs to go directly up behind instead of having cords going right across my counter. Another simple hack is to use pretty vases. I bought this one at the dollar store, and I'm going to use this to store my coffee pods and things that you use every day that you don't want tucked away. It's easier if they're out for you to use, but you can also make them look pretty. Then you can add some mugs and finish it off with some spoons, and you have a great functioning and fashionable coffee station. So over in the corner here, I'm going to use this rack that I got at Dollarama. I added my favorite spices on it. I also got the spice jars at Dollarama. So these are spices that I use quite a bit and that I'd like to have out so they're easy to access. Then another great way is to use a crock or a vase to store some utensils for an easy grab. And I have my little canister with my tea because that is a morning essential. Then over by my stove, I get the things that I use all the time. So my oils, my butter, my salt and pepper, a cookbook holder. These are just great finds to have in your kitchen that you can use all the time, and they put some nice aesthetics around as well. I also got this measurement conversion chart at Dollarama, which is a great find and very helpful when you're cooking. Then I'm just going to add this little wooden tray, also a Dollarama find, and some greenery just for some movement. And of course, you can always replace this with a real herb if you're growing those. So I also have these glass cabinets in my kitchen, and while I like them to look pretty, I also want them to function for me as well. They're right next to my oven on each side, so I want to make sure that they function good for me when I'm in the kitchen. So I usually use the top shelf for the stemware. We don't use it a lot, but it is really nice and aesthetic looking, and it's great function there as well. And then I also got this crock and the wooden spoons at Dollarama, so I like to have those out. I use those quite a bit. And then for my mixing bowls, these are nesting bowls, so if you stack them together, you won't see the different colors. So a hack for this is I get the little ramekin dishes at Dollarama, put those at the bottom of each bowl, and that elevates each bowl just enough so that you can see the size and the color. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to find more Dollarama gems that I have found and what not to buy, check out my video below.